Okay, I think we're live. So getting started a little late today. Forgot to turn my phone off just a second. Having difficulties today. Technical difficulties, but getting started a little late. We're moving. So it's been a week for me. I had to rest my hand. I crushed it. So we're going to take it easy today. Just learning to go with the flow. A little bit of learning to fly today. So learning to change it up. Get off and challenge our balance. Get off the ground and challenge our balance a little. Take it easy. Modify as needed. We're going to get started on our backs. So come on down on your back. Land on your back. Land on the mat. Try to let go of everything outside of the four corners of your mat. And just land in the space. Find your breath. Take some wiggles and adjustments, just kind of landing in your space and feeling the ground below you, almost as if you're reminding your body to find the support. Noticing that it's there so that you can start to soften the muscles and the gripping and let go. Take a couple of really deep, slow breaths in and exhale, sigh it out of the mouth, really landing in the right here and now. Start to do a little physical scan. Wiggle the toes, notice how the feet feel. Give a shuffle of the legs, notice how the legs and the hips feel. Give a little wiggle of the shoulders, wiggle of the hands, stretch and move, feel the hands. Notice how you feel. Just take in all of the physical body. And then bringing your hands to our torso, just our lower torso area, kind of the space where we connect with the emotional center. Start to just notice your emotional state. How are you feeling emotionally today? Let your hands come back down. Take one forearm to your forehead and just kind of feel your forearm on your forehead and the back of your skull on the ground. Connect to those two places. And then check in and notice how you feel mentally. What is your mind doing today? When you peek in on how you're doing mentally, try to let go of the words should and should not. You just notice what is present is what is present. Rather than judging what is present, just notice what is there. Sometimes the thoughts fire rapidly. Sometimes they're a little more calm. Sometimes they're firing rapidly and we don't even notice until we look in and check in. So just notice. And let that go and bring the feet up towards the ceiling. Legs can be bent. Just kind of look at the feet. Spread the toes wide. Notice the feet. And then curl the toes under. And then pull them back, really looking at your feet so that your brain is thinking about what is going on in your feet. And then just start to move through the feet, moving the feet, feeling the muscles of the feet. Really just looking at your feet, seeing if you can feel each toe, each muscle in your foot. Take some really slow circles as if you're trying to feel every angle your feet can move in. And then go the other way, using muscles, really trying to feel the muscles, connect with the muscles, mind-body connection. And then holding on to the upper legs, take little circles with the lower legs. So now we're starting to look at the lower legs and feel the muscles that make the lower legs move. Connecting, trying not to move the thighs too much, just the lower legs. And then switch your direction of your circles. And then place the left foot down, take the right leg long towards the ceiling and take little circles with the right leg, starting to just feel the whole leg, connect with the leg. Point the toes. And then flex the toes. See how it feels different when you make this circle with your foot in a different shape. Switch the direction. And then point the toes. And then bring that foot down. Take a little shuffle with the legs. Notice left and right leg. Take the left leg up to the ceiling. Take little circles, tiny circles, trying to feel the muscles in the leg. Flex the toes, take your circles, point the toes, reverse your circle, and then flex the toes. And then bend it, bring the left foot back down to the ground, shuffle the legs side to side. Land your feet on the ground, maybe give them a couple of little taps, really feeling the feet on the ground. And then bring your hands back to your lower torso. Place them here and just start to watch your breath move your torso. So really starting to feel your breath moving your torso. Notice if there's any muscular gripping in the torso and try to soften. Allow your breath just to move freely. And then experiment with bringing a little pause at the end of the exhale. So breathing in nice and deep. Breathing out nice and deep, and maybe even a little bit slower than the inhale. Add a gentle pause. Important to make your gentle pause really gentle. Not adding muscular force or any tension into the body, just a gentle pause. Maybe even keeping the mind focused on the breath by talking yourself through this. I am breathing in. I am very slowly breathing out. Gentle pause. And then bring your hands up to your chest, right underneath your collarbones, just to bring your awareness here, just to help you bring your focus here. And continue that breath. Just noticing any gripping you may have up in the upper part of your breath. I am breathing in. I am very slowly breathing out. Gentle pause. And let your hands come back down to the ground wherever your shoulders are comfortable. So make sure you wiggle and get your shoulders or your neck nice and soft. And just notice how you feel. Bring your feet about hip width apart, knees up. We're going to start to just move with the breath. That same breath. Inhale slow, exhale slow, gentle pause. Leaving our shoulders and most of our upper torso on the ground. We're going to lift our hips. Trying not to make this too much about muscular force, but just lifting with our breath, lowering with our breath. Try not to squeeze and compromise the space between our neck. We're just inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower. Gentle pause. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Gentle pause. And as you're doing this, just connecting with breath and movement and scanning for compensation patterns. So what should be working? All of the back of the legs, the glutes, all firing up. The stomach should also be firing to pull the hips up, help pull the hips up. What shouldn't be doing all the work is our neck, our shoulders, our face. Our arms can be soft. So just notice, check in, find that mind-body connection. See what's going on in your own body. Lower the hips. Take a little sway side to side with the knees. Bring the right foot to a hover. So right leg is long, hover. Make sure the hips are still pretty grounded. Maybe fire up the core to really feel like you're pushing the hips down into the ground. You're not overly flattening the lower back, but your stomach is now active. And we're going to do the same thing, just moving with our breath. So inhale as we lift the leg, exhale as we lower nice and slow, and add a gentle pause. Looking for compensation patterns. Notice if your low back starts to do all the work. Really squeeze the core a little and activate the leg a little more. Check in on the chest, soften the muscles of the face. Inhale slow. Exhale even slower. Gentle pause. Lower the right foot down, knee up. Take a sway of the knees. And then lift and hover the left leg. Same thing, moving with the breath, checking in on your compensation patterns. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower nice and slow, gentle pause. Check in on the neck, soften the face. And then bring the left foot back down and shuffle the knees side to side. Release, reset. Take the arms up towards the ceiling, spread the fingers wide, start to connect with the hands. So really looking at the hands, let the knees and the feet and the hips be soft and comfortable. Spread the fingers wide and start to move around the hands. Almost as if you're a baby, experimenting with how many directions you can move the hands in, like you've just discovered your hands. Move them around, feel the muscles in your hands, like you've just discovered you had muscles in your hand. Claw your hands in nice and slow, and then spread wide. Starting to really just experiment with movement. Feel your hands. And then take little circles with your arms. Maybe a little bit softer in the hands, but little tiny slow circles with the arms. Just noticing how the arms move. Noticing what muscles fire up, and notice if your back is doing some work here. We're really just trying to work on the arms, so notice what's going on. Maybe your neck is tight, your face might be tight. Soften, soften, soften. Just think about the arms and connect. Reverse your circles. Continue your breath, nice and slow. And then we're going to take our palms to face each other, and we're going to inhale, slow, slow, slow. Open the arms wide. Exhale, close. Gentle pause. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Gentle pause. Gentle pause at the end. Bring your hands, palms up towards the hips. Let them hover off the ground still. Again, checking in on your back, because maybe your back wants to do some work here. Make sure it's not doing the work your arms and shoulders are. And we're going to take the arms up overhead. Inhale, slow. And then exhale, circle them back down to the hips. Palms up. Inhale, up towards the head. Flip the palms and then circle back down to the hips. Gentle pause. Inhale up. Exhale, circle around. Gentle pause. And then let your arms flop on the ground and wiggle them around. Soften, loosen, wiggle your shoulders. Let go of any tension. Press the hands down into the ground. So start to fire up the arms and shoulders, and notice what happens in your neck. Notice your low back. So pressing into the ground, press and then let go. Press and then let go. Little fire up, just trying to find the muscles in the arms and shoulders. And then flip the palms. Press the back of the hands into the ground and then let go. Press and then let go. Notice which muscles are doing the work. Try to soften the neck and the face and the low back. Just the muscles of the chest and the shoulders and the arms. And then let go. Bring your knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Roll on over to a side and come on up to a seat. So bear with me today. I may have to adjust a little as I practice because my hand is still a little sore. So come on up to a seat. Get nice and tall. Find your seat comfortable, whatever that is for you. Make adjustments, find cushions, whatever you need. Get tall in the spine, long in the spine. And so if you're trying to lift your skull with a little string, pulling your skull up off your spine, taking some of that weight up. Find your breath again. And then bring your chin down towards your chest, nice and slow. And then take a really slow circle with the head. And then all the way back. Chin back to neutral. Take your ear to your shoulder. Connect with the side of your neck. And then take your ear to the other shoulder. And back to neutral. Turn the chin to a shoulder. And back and to the other side. And back. We're going to bring our hands down next to us as if we're pushing down on something. So start to imagine you're really pushing on something. If you want, you can even place blocks there. And pushing down, start to lift the shoulders up, still keeping it active. So push and then pull. Pushing down, pulling up, using the shoulders. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you push, and pause. Watch for compensation patterns in your back. Just trying to work the shoulders. Let it go and roll one shoulder at a time. Nice and slow. And then make your way over to a tabletop position. So moving and breathing in our tabletop. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale towards child. Add your gentle pause. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Gentle pause. And you can stay with this simple movement, or if you'd like to build upon it, we're going to inhale forward, exhale towards a down dog shape. Inhale forward, exhale child's. Not worrying about making perfect shapes, but trying to have a very internal experience about what is going on in your own physical body in this moment in time. And then land in child's pose, whatever version of child's pose works for you today. Try to soften into this pose. What can you let go of? And then make your way to your first down dog. Starting to warm up your pose however feels good. So either bend and pedal the legs, sway the hips. Where it feels good to move and find this pose. And then find the stillness of down dog and connect again with your breath. Inhale slow, exhale slow, gentle pause. And then inhale, lift the right leg high, bend the knees, step through, low lunge. Maybe find a block if you need it. Moving in your low lunge, inhale forward. Exhale, sending the leg towards straight. Trying to have an experience with your own legs, moving, stretching, opening, finding your breath, finding your legs. And then come forward on the right leg. Wait for it on the right leg. If you have the blocks, move them a little further forward from your feet. If you don't, just place your hands down further forward. We're going to lift the back foot. So come forward, inhale, lift, exhale, lower a little bit. Inhale, forward, lift, exhale, lower. As you get the hang of this, maybe you want to start practicing flying and balancing, coming up Exhale, lower. Doesn't matter how high the leg comes, but connecting to the muscles that make this movement happen. Find the muscles in the stomach. Find the muscles in both legs. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Find the muscles in the hip and the glute. Soften the muscles of the face. And then come on up, land the back foot, come on up, high lunge. Find a steady base. Find your breath. Take the tension out of the low back, maybe bend the back leg a little more. Bring the hands to prayer, it's into heart center. Find your center, find your breath, find your balance. We're going to move through our hands and our shoulders. So we're going to inhale our prayer up overhead and behind us. And then open the arms and bring it back. Inhale up, open, bring it back. If it's more comfortable for you, you can interlace your hands. Inhale up, open, and exhale back, add that gentle pause. Look for compensation patterns in the low back. Try to keep the legs active, the arms and shoulders active. Stomach active, face soft. And then find the stillness of high lunge with your hands at prayer. Bringing the weight onto the right leg. Practice flying. Learn to pick up that left toe and bring it back. Come forward. Pick it up just a little. Bring it back. And then maybe bringing it all the way into warrior three. Hold. Breathe. Lower back down. Find the ground with your hands. Right foot meets left high plank. Lower all the way down slowly to crocodile pose. One hand on top of the other, forehead down. Shimmy the hips, let go. Find your breath. We only worked one side, so this is a great time to check in. Notice any differences that you feel left and right sides. And then we're going to move and breathe here, trying to find the entire back line. So place the hands wherever they're comfortable for balance. We're going to start to fire up the back line. So we want everything firing from the back of the heels all the way up to the shoulders. Think about lifting your shoulders. You're going to inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Starting to connect with the muscles, taking it slow. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. And then checking in, finding compensation patterns in that mind-body connection. So you want to see if you're using your whole back line evenly. Are you maybe squeezing the glutes more than the rest of the back? Maybe you're squeezing the low back or pinching the low back. Checking in, maybe you're using your neck because you're thinking about lifting your head more than lifting your shoulders. Maybe you have some competition of some height that you want to get to. Notice that. See if you can just lift, activate, and lower. And then maybe starting to fly. So bringing the arms up, the toes up, and lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And bring it back to crocodile. Forehead down, shimmy the hips. What can you let go of? Find your breath. And then hands underneath your shoulders, tuck the toes. Press your top of your thighs and above your knees into the ground. Pull this tailbone up as if you're really trying to squeeze it up with the stomach. So pull, pull, pull. Send the tailbone back towards the heels. Find child's pose. Let go. And then back to down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high, step through, low lunge, find your blocks. Inhale, forward in the lunge, exhale, left leg towards straight. Inhale, forward, exhale, back. Adding that gentle pause, inhale, forward, exhale, back. And there are no rules about how you move your legs. Take some movements that feel good in your muscles, finding all the way your legs can move. Inhaling forward, exhaling back, finding your feet on the ground. And then bring the weight onto the left leg. Maybe bring your blocks a little bit further forward. And we're going to start to fly. Inhale, come forward, lift the toe on the right foot. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Maybe even starting to practice your balance, lifting your arms and steadying yourself with the muscles of the legs and the stomach. And then land your back foot down. Inhale, rise up. High lunge. Find your base nice and strong and solid. Checking in on the low back. Take the tension out of the low back. Bring strength into the stomach. Find your breath. And bring your hands to prayer, heart center. Nice steady base. Watch for gripping of the toes. Strong legs, strong stomach. And this time we're going to take our prayer forward, open, and then back. Inhale, forward, open, exhale, squeeze, and back. Watching the lower body, watch the back, soften the face. Maybe adding that gentle pause at the end of the exhale. And then bring your prayer to heart center. Bring the weight forward onto the left leg again and maybe popping up that back toe. Little soft place, slow, controlled, both legs active. Bring your arms out to help steady you. And then maybe coming all the way up to a full warrior 3. Both legs strong and active, stomach strong. Watch that right hip popping up. See if you can lift the leg longer. Torso longer. And then lower back down. Frame out the front foot. And make your way down to crocodile pose. Left foot meets right. Knees down, stomach down. One hand on top of the other. Crocodile pose. Find your breath. What can you let go of? So bringing our hands to either side of our head, round about the temple area, forehead down. We're going to lift and hover, arms, shoulders, elbows. So inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Hands are not touching the temples, but just near the temples. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Trying to fire up the entire back line. If it helps, you can press the tops of your feet into the ground. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Trying not to lift the head, but lift the shoulders. Strong back. And then lift and hover, hold, arms extend. See if you can take little tiny turns. So the right hand comes a teeny bit towards the right hip. Left hand comes a teeny bit towards the left hip. Little tiny turns, flying. Strong back, active glutes. Not overly gripping in the face or the neck. And then return to crocodile. Forehead down, shimmy the hips. And what can you let go of? Loosen, soften, let go. Make your way back through child's pose and then down dog. Finding your down dog. Find the stillness of down dog and connect with your head below your heart. Bend the knees, get really strong in the legs, strong in the core, strong in the hands, lifting the hips away from the hands. So strong in the arms, rather than falling into the hands and dumping the weight into the wrist. Lift up, use your arms and shoulders and stomach. We're going to take the right foot and hover it just above the left. And we're going to move the right foot towards the right and then bring it back. Bend the left knee. Nice strong base. And then if you want to build upon this, learning to fly, you're going to step that left foot in just a little bit, not a lot. And you're going to learn to hop as you go. Lift and hop, switching, lifting. Nice and light. Try to land light. And then find your down dog. And the stillness of down dog, maybe even come down to a child's. Return to down dog if you're not there already. Set up, find your base. Lifting up out of the wrists, nice and strong. Bending the knees. And then lift and hover the left foot just above the right foot. Bring the left foot all the way out to the left. And then all the way back. Nice steady base. And then maybe hopping it. So step the right foot a little bit closer to you and hop. Try to land light. Learning to fly. And then bring it back down to down dog and back down to child's. Turn the palms up. Think about letting go through your hands as if offering up some of your burdens, some of the weight you carry on your shoulders. Try not to cognitively think of that. Try not to place experiences or memories or anything particular in your hands, but imagine them as visual representations, like little weights that you're taking off. Maybe you imagine you're carrying your bags around and you're going to put them in your hands and offer them up, ready to let them go. And then place the palms of your hands back down on the ground. Option to do anything you need in child's pose, maybe a little block, something underneath your head. Maybe you need something underneath the hips. Bring the hands down and find a place where your neck can be comfortable. You can even rest your head on your arm. Connect with your hands on the ground. So imagine that you let your burdens go, or let some of your weight go. And now you're going to connect to the ground, regrounding, feeling something solid below you. Connecting with the sensation of feeling something solid below you, right into your hands. And then come on back to a seated position. Find a seat, a comfortable seat. So maybe find your props. I'm going to find my cushion. Connecting in again with our spine, getting nice and long. Taking a check-in, noticing how we feel. So notice the shoulders, notice the neck. And then bring the hands, palms up in our lap, wherever our arms and hands or shoulders are comfortable. Connect with the center of our palms. See if you can bring a little challenge to your brain. But see if you can focus on only what you can feel in the palms of your hands. And if this is difficult, maybe focus on just one hand. But see if you can think about only the things in your hands, the sensations in your hands. What can you feel? Can you feel the skin? Can you feel that little layer just above the skin, the energetic layer around us? Maybe you can feel the temperature of the air. And whenever a thought comes in to distract, just bring your awareness gently, without judgment, without frustration, back to your hands. What can you feel? Can you imagine you can find sensation in closer to the bones in your hands? And then bring your palms onto your thighs. Connect with the warmth of your hands. Can you feel on your legs where your hands are touching? And bring the right shoulder slowly up towards the right ear. And bring it down. Notice the muscles on the right shoulder and the neck. Bring it up and bring it down. And then this time bring it up and really flop it down. Let it flop down. Left shoulder all the way up to the ear and all the way down. Nice and slow. Feel the muscles. And then up. Plop it down. Up. And plop it down. And then bring the shoulders towards each other and back, towards each other and back, and then up, plop down both shoulders, up, plop down, let them loosen. And then make your way down onto your back. So coming down to your back. Making your way to your back nice and slow. Returning to the position that you started in. So feeling your body on the ground. Noticing how you feel in comparison to how we started. Feel your feet on the ground. Begin to tell your hips that they have support. Tell your shoulders that they have support. Take a little side sway of the head. And let the muscles of the neck know that the head is supported. And then allow the hands to land wherever is comfortable for your shoulders and arms and hands on the ground. Palms up, palms down. Just notice which is more comfortable for you. Find your breath. Notice if it's a little easier, maybe even a little harder. Just notice if it's easier to focus on your breath. Maybe returning to talking yourself through it. Inhale. Exhale. Gentle pause. Or I am breathing in. I am very slowly breathing out. Gentle pause. Bring your awareness to the palms of your hands again and see if you can become just your hands. See if you can only focus on what is going on in your hands right now. Check in with the thumbs. Notice if you have any gripping or tightness in your thumbs. And then go through the fingers one by one. First finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Soften the palms of the hands. Soften the back of the hands. Soften the wrists. Soften the forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders, and neck. Soften the muscles of the face. Imagine you can allow all the muscles of the face to just melt into the ground, melt into your skull. Let everything be soft and resting around the temples, around the eyes, around the lips, around the jaw. Soften the tongue, soften the roof of the mouth. And then return to the breath, this time seeing if you can just watch it. No more control, just letting the breath be as it is. Allowing it to roll in and roll out as if it were the waves controlled by the ocean. Rolling in, rolling out. See if you can notice perhaps that each breath is a little bit different. As we begin to let go and let the body do as it does, our breath is a little bit different, sometimes slow, sometimes a little quicker. Whenever the mind comes in and interrupts your focus, just gently return to the points of contact in your body has with the ground. Gently returning to support below you. When the mind comes in and distracts, see if you can just gently scan the body and notice if there are any points of tension muscularly. Sometimes when the thoughts distract, the body reacts, and we often don't even notice unless we bring our awareness to it. Letting go. Surrendering into the ground below. as the thoughts come in and distract you, notice what your pattern is with your thoughts. So as a thought comes in, do you try to push it away? Do you try to argue with it? Do you just follow it down the rabbit hole of wherever it's going? You do a mixture of all of these things. There are no right answers. We're not searching for right answers. We're just inquiring about ourselves. And it's not that the answer is important, it's just that we look in and notice. Just notice, as if you're curious. That's what happens. Or that's what's happening today, or right now. Do you start wondering or frustrating with yourself or arguing with yourself about what you should or should not be doing? And just notice, just take a point of notice, and then gently, gently, gently return your focus back to the points of touching the ground. Feel the ground, bring physical sensation into the body. As if you're walking away from the mind back to the physical body. Not that you're shutting the door, not that you're arguing, that you're just gently pulling your focus back to the physical body. Letting go of any gripping in the physical body, and then practicing releasing over and over and over again. Letting go, getting distracted, letting go. Meditation and yoga are a practice. They're called a practice. Practice, practice, practice. All these techniques. Some will work, some won't. Some will be easy, some will be hard. Some will seem pointless. We're just practicing. Learning to be a student, learning to be a student of yourself. And if you have the time to take, please go ahead and take as much time as you need in your resting pose, practicing. Returning your focus to the physical body and then letting go. If 60 minutes is all you have today, start to bring yourself back to the present moment in time. Bring gentle wiggles to the body, the fingers and the toes and the arms and the shoulders. And then curl up in a fetal position on whatever side is calling to you. Connecting to a time in the womb when all of our needs were met. We had not judged ourselves as negative or positive. You're a little spark of life that still exists within, unchanged by our experiences. And then return to a seated position with your hands of prayer at heart space. Connecting to this gesture of bringing our left and right sides to meet in front of our hearts. Feel your fingers meeting. Feel your hands touching your heart center. And maybe even bow and nod your head towards your heart center. Connect with the physical sensations and connect with the meaning of the pose. As if honoring ourselves and accepting ourselves as whole and complete, precisely as we are. And then bring our hands to prayer at our forehead and imagine sending that out. That unconditional acceptance to anyone that might need it. Maybe you have a specific person, maybe you just want to imagine sending it out into your world. The power of giving unconditional acceptance to someone in need. May we all know a little unconditional acceptance and kindness and community. Thank you for joining us.